What's cooking, Juventus fans? Welcome back to your old lady's favorite YouTube channel. It's that time of the year again, and we're back at it, baby. It's transfer season. We're going to talk about all the transfer updates, who's going in, who's going out. Obviously, now Juventus are back in on the Italian train. You know, you got my boy, your boy, me. I'm talking about me, hyped up. Let's talk about it. Stick with us. We'll fill you in. Ciao ragazzi, welcome back to the Bianconeri Zone. My name is Justin Sofro. Today it is Thursday, June 8th, 2023. Of course, I got your latest rundown of all things Juventus, all the news you care about each and every single day. Before we do anything though, do me a solid favor, smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit that bell icon to stay notified for all of our latest videos. And yes, before anybody asks, my voice is still not back. It's still gone. I'm going to be raspy and horsey until the end of the day, until it heals. I don't know, maybe I need to take a week off or something like that. We'll see. But until then, I'm going to try to get through this and give you guys your latest updates. Before we do that though, I'm going to throw this out one more time. If you guys could jump over to the Now We Can Talk Like Men channel, the podcast channel. It's a nonsense channel, fun for me. We talk about whatever topics we want to talk about. You want to talk about aliens? You want to talk about proper bathroom etiquette for men? You want to talk about other sporting stuff? We're going to talk about all of it. Me, a couple of my friends. If you guys could do me a favor, go smash that subscribe button. Go on that channel right now. Subscribe to the channel. We actually just hit 100 subscribers. So we are now giving away a Bianconeri Zone shirt on the channel. I'll be announcing that within the next 5 days. In the next 5 days, a video will be coming out with the winner of that. I just got to get all the names written down and in order and then do the giveaway for that person. But thank you all so much for getting us to our first 100 subscribers on the channel. Hopefully you guys will tune in, check out some of our content, have some fun with that. We're going to talk some Juventus too in the future. I'm going to shove it in there because I want them to actually talk Juve and actually understand why we're so passionate about Juve while talking other sports as well. But it's a lot of fun. And what I'm going to be doing is basically trying every 100 subscribers we get on the channel, we'll be doing a giveaway on the channel for another maybe Bianconeri Zone shirt, maybe a hoodie, maybe a glass. One of those things we'll be giving away on the channel. So definitely still, if you could, go subscribe to that right now. All right, let's get into the news before my voice completely dies out and goes. Let's get in the news today. Less than 24 hours after Ale puts out the video, putting out the news about him, it's over. The story's dead. It's not happening. Nico Skida is reporting that despite the last rumors, Lucas Vazquez is not a Juventus target. He will stay at Real Madrid. So there's no chance of him coming to Juve now. Let's put it into that. Julian, stop it. Stop all the preparations, everything you're doing when it comes to the players, the coach's corner on him. Don't do it. We don't need it now. Let's throw it away. Throw it away. We don't need it. All right. So that's one player that will not be coming to Juventus. Let's move on. Let's talk about another player that was a former Juventus player. Could he be coming back? Well, now it seems like they're going to try to keep him, but they want a discount. And that, of course, is talking about Tottenham and Kulusevski. Nico Skida reporting that Tottenham have asked Juventus for a discount on the price at 35 million euros is what they were asking and what they had agreed to of the option to buy to sign Dejan Kulusevski on a permanent deal. Talks have been opened. Of course, any club that wants to come, that want to buy their players, maybe they have them for a year, does okay for a little bit, maybe patters off a little bit near the end, doesn't live up to par of what they were hoping he would be. Now they want the discount. Anytime I've seen Juventus come and ask for a discount, I've heard a big bleep you, it ain't happening. Juve end up overpaying for players that they don't need to overpay for. Now, when the tables are turned, the Premier League club, Premier League who loves to overspend for their players, yet now they want a discount from Juventus. Sad thing is I probably believe that Juventus will probably bend the proverbial knee and ended up giving them somewhat of a discount. We'll see if it happens or if he ends up coming back to the club. That's something to keep an eye on. Whether if you're a guy like my guy Julian that I bring up earlier, who loves Dejan Kulusevski, would like to see him come back. We'll see. Or if he ends up, if you want him nowhere near your club, we'll see. That'll be a story to watch for the ongoing future. Let's continue on. Talk about a player that I was 365 days ago, I was like, no, hell no, I don't want to hear about him. Don't even mention him with Juventus. Don't mention him with my club. Well, how the tides have turned, and they're talking about the player of Arek Milik. Nico Skida is reporting that Juventus are reflecting on the possibility to sign Arek Milik on a permanent deal until 2026 at $3.5 million per season. Juve have the option to buy at 7 million euros. Pretty cheap option. The terms of signing from Marseille are economically favorable. but his performances in the second part of the season failed to convince Max Allegri. I can understand parts of that. I understand maybe he didn't have as good of performances as you were hoping, but he started out pretty hot, and he seems to be a very, very reliable guy. My personal opinion, it's crazy for me to say this, I would be all in on keeping him for a bit longer, especially for a price like that. You can keep a very, very solid striker who, to me, has performed and given more to the club as a whole last season than even Dusan Vlahovic was able to do, especially with the rumors of Dusan Vlahovic moving on. But of course, this is all about Max Allegri. And now the club seems content to just sit in the filth that is Max Allegri remaining with the club, the shit that he's putting in the fan base through, and continuing to have another season of disappointment, failures, and excusing away. So that's good. I'm glad that it's in the hands of this man, and that's the guy who makes the decisions on what players are staying. Good job, Juventus. The board, everybody there, you're doing a great job. Keep it up. All right, let's continue on though and actually talk the second half of this, which is basically more saying probably Milik's probably not going to stay at Juventus because of Allegri. Repubblica is reporting that Allegri would favor the return of a player like Alvaro Morata. That's it. Third time's the charm. That's what we need. And would consider the inclusion of Gianluca Scamacca in the squad, given the likely departure of Dusan Vlahovic. Obviously, we know that clubs like Bayern are looking at him, especially given Juventus is nowhere near Champions League, Europa, any kind of fun competition this upcoming year. Milik's situation, on the other hand, is unlikely to be redeemed. So we can move on from the Milik part of this. Alvaro Morata, Gianluca Scamacca, two options that are floated out there. I love my guy Morata, don't get me wrong, but we don't need to do this. We don't need to keep retread. We don't need to go back to the Alvaro Morata well. I'm not even high on Scamacca, to be honest, but at least it's a younger option. I mean, that's the only thing I got out of there. Of the few options, it's at least a younger option who has more of his days ahead of him than he does behind him. I don't know. I'm not going to sell you on either one. Neither one's really getting my rocks off, if you will. Neither one's exciting me. But at the same time, so be it. All right, and we're going to talk about retreads. Well, Juventus have an opportunity at a retread, a player that used to be under Juventus ownership, and Gazzetta dello Sport is reporting that the club is now looking at Riccardo Orsolini. The possible non-renewal with Bologna of his contract expiring in 2024 would play into the hands of Juventus, so they could probably possibly go back and talk to him, see if he wants to come rejoin the club again. We'll see from there. And then also that of Wilfried Gnonto could become an opportunity for the club as well. Obviously, the new exciting player there for the Italian squad. Obviously, we'll see if Juventus actually do pursue either one. But obviously, this is going to be a silly season where names are just thrown against the wall and everything that sticks will stick, and we'll continue to talk about it because that's what we do here on the channel. Speaking of that's what we do here on the channel, you know I had to get into this conversation. You know I had to talk about it. I did it all last season. I know I've cooled off on it, but I'm going to have some fun with it today. And that's the latest reports that are coming out of here, coming about our guy, Nicolo Zaniolo. Zaniolos, come on back. Come back into the fold. Let's do it. Zaniolo to Juventus. Let's go. Woo! Had to go full Howard Dean on you. Anyway, Gazzetta dello Sport's reporting that Zaniolo could be the replacement for the departing Di Maria. He could leave Galatasaray for less than 30 million euros. There are those who say Allegri has already given his approval to a deal that could go through on the basis of a loan with right and an obligation to buy. I'll just sit back here. I don't know. Maybe given the piss poor state that Juventus is in right now, maybe this is an opportunity or chance for Zaniolo to come into Juventus and actually be a player for Juventus, just because we're sitting in it. Maybe this is his chance to get, a redemption. Maybe this is his redemption opportunity. I don't know. I mean, he's had some solid performances for Galatasaray, obviously, in the Turkish league. I have nothing really to comment on his performances there, how he's doing as a player now. I know a lot of people don't want this, and I get it. I've really been more on the let's move on from Zaniolo train, but this is more fun for me now. One thing I will say, I think there was reports out there, and when I say report, it was some half-baked, Galatasaray Turkish league Twitter account nonsense that said something about the dad came out and put his fist in it. That's a weird way of saying that. Put his fist in it and said no, that he's not going. That poo-pooed it and said that Milan's been associated with him and that he's not going anywhere without Champions League confirmation or whatever. And I just didn't know that 2023. Yeah, 2023 was the year that I guess beggars get to be fucking choosers. I didn't know that. I didn't know that this is the year that a player like Zaniolo can go from the fucking Turkish league and tell me, yeah, I get to choose where I'm going to go. I want to go to the Champions League. Yeah, okay, yeah. I don't think so, Daddy Zaniolo. Why don't you mind your business? We'll see what happens. If he gets an opportunity to play for Juventus, you should be damn thankful that he does. That's all I really have. We'll see if anything develops here. If Allegri actually is interested in Zaniolo coming in at this point, I mean, given the performances that Di Maria gave us in the last year, he couldn't give you anything worse, right? I don't know. I mean, when he played, he did fine, but half the time he didn't freaking play. So that's my issue. Anyway, I don't want to mess with it too much. Zaniolo will be one that I guess we'll monitor just because it's been a long contended belief of, the flirtations between Juventus and him. How will the new management? Will there be a new coach? Is the coach still going to be Allegri? If so, pray for all of us. That's all I really have for today. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you haven't already, smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit that bell icon, stay notified for all of our latest videos. You can follow me at Justin Sofro on Twitter. Of course, you can follow Bianconeri Zone at Bianconeri Zone, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. I'll see you guys next time. Forza Juve, Forza Bianconeri. Say hello to the old lady for me.